Do you want to know the biggest mistake leaders make after experiencing narcissistic abuse? I learned this one the hard way. Hey, I'm Dr. Melissa. I'm an executive consultant and a leader in narcissistic abuse recovery. And I want to talk to you about something really important today. I want to talk about the biggest mistake that leaders make after experiencing narcissistic abuse. And this is really near and dear to my heart because I was one of them. After I had experienced narcissistic abuse, which at the time I didn't even acknowledge was narcissistic abuse, I thought it was kind of like not really being nice, maybe emotional abuse, maybe verbal abuse, but I absolutely refused to see it as narcissistic abuse till years after I had left. I thought that I could handle this problem just like I did every other problem in my life, meaning put the past in the past, put my head down, power through, and focus on the future. So that's what I did. Now you may be thinking, sounds great. That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's why I'm here talking to you about this. Because what happens is when that is your strategy, you are focused on the wrong things. Here you have all of these symptoms of past emotional trauma. Things like chronic pain, maybe chronic hip pain, maybe fibromyalgia, maybe chronic knee pain or migraines. You have fatigue, maybe you have irritable bowel or heartburn or ringing in your ears, or one of these symptoms that are very common from emotional trauma. Maybe you have relationship symptoms or financial symptoms, and you either are not making what you know you could and should be making based on your level of expertise, or it seems to disappear as quickly as it comes in. And it's like the money is just flowing through you without actually landing. Maybe you have more spiritual symptoms, things like overwhelm or even burnout. Now, what I did at first was I tried to tackle all of those individual things. For weight gain, I found strategies to increase my exercise, change my diet, those kinds of things. Maybe you're someone who's worked with a relationship coach to get a relationship, or you think, oh, I need a money mindset coach. That'll solve my money problem. Or I need to hire a business strategist or a business consultant. That'll fix the problems that I'm having in my business. The trouble is that strategy is focused on treating individual leaves as if you are the tree, right? Treating individual leaves, not treating the root. The root cause is the emotional trauma that you experienced. And if you eliminate the emotional trauma that you experienced, if you learn to alchemize and use that in a way that's beneficial to you, it actually drives you forward. But instead, you, like I was, are spending all your time trying to manage these individual leaves. See this doctor for the migraines, do this plan for the weight, work with this person on relationships, work with this person on the business, all of these different things without getting the results that you know that you should. Now, here is a clue that you are one of these people who is in this situation. Are you finding that things just don't work for you the way that they do for other people? You follow the exact same diet and exercise plan. Maybe you're stricter with your diet and you exercise more, but you're still not losing weight or you're gaining it. Do you follow strategies in business that work for other people, but they don't work for you? You're not moving ahead at the pace that you believe that you should be. And that's not to say that you're not successful. I am sure that you are absolutely successful. The amount of education and just plain intellect and drive and motivation and perseverance that you have at baseline is going to push you ahead of many other people out there and make you successful. But you feel like you have to constantly be fueling that fire. You're constantly having to give your all or give of yourself to make things happen, right? That old expression, make things happen, as if you have to be the driving force to just run that last mile in the marathon, except this is every stinking day. This is the problem. This focusing on the leaves instead of focusing on the root is half of the problem. The other half of the problem is that those emotional trauma symptoms, the unpleasant emotions that you experience, things like fear, anger, self-doubt, sadness, feeling hurt, those are actually fuel for creating what you most desire when harnessed the right way. When I learned how to do this, when I learned how to take all of those unpleasant symptoms, all of those unpleasant emotions, all of the residual leftovers from the past emotional trauma, and turn them into fuel, alchemize them into the fuel that creates the vision that I desire, that's where everything changed. That's where everything shifted from these things happened to me and they were bad, so I'm going to just try to forget about them, to this was incredibly beneficial and a blessing that I have this experience and I have this wealth of fuel to draw on, the things that I can feed into my system to really create what I most want. And here's where it gets really cool. So in the past, I would have done like a bunch of inner work and I would have some sort of fear pop up or self-doubt pop up. And I would be thinking like, gosh, darn it. I thought I did that already. Like I thought I took care of that already. I thought it was handled. Why is this coming up again? Now, if something like that pops up, I'm like, heck yeah, bonus. This is like extra rocket fuel. Let's alchemize that and throw this towards my intention that I'm creating and drive things forward. It no longer has to be my blood, sweat, and tears that are doing all the heavy lifting and all the hard work to make my dreams a reality. It's like all of this old stuff that was just sitting there creating all these unpleasant symptoms in my body is there to be used as fuel instead. And that's where the real magic happens. That's where you can really move yourself forward in a rapid pace. That's where you learn that everything in the past and everything now is happening for you instead of happening to you. And that is where the magic happens. If this video resonates with you, if you'd like to see more of this type of content, comment leadership down below, and I will see you next time.